This is the question asked in today's skillrack daily challenge. In the first line of our input, we are given the value of integer n, and then we are given n integers as input. So these integers represents the cost price of n items. So a person buys n items at these particular prices. So now we have to calculate the selling price of these n items. So to calculate the selling price of every item would be the nearest integer, which is multiple to 5. So for the integer 84, the nearest two integers which are a multiple of 5 are 80 and 85. And here 85 is more closer to 84. So the selling price would be 85. And now for the second integer 77, the two nearest integer which are multiple of 5 are 75 and 80, and here 77 is more closer to 75 than it is to 80, because the difference between 75 and 77 is equal to 2, but for 80 and 77 it would be 3. So 75 is more closer to 77, so selling price would be 75. And now for the third integer 72, the two nearest integers are 70 and 75, and here again the same, 70 minus 72 will be equal to 2. The absolute difference would be 2. So 70 is more closer to 72. So the selling price would be 70. And now for the fourth integer, the cost price is 58. So the nearest two integers are 55 and 60. And here 58 is more closer to 60 than it is to 55. So the selling price of the fourth item would be 60 rupees, because that is closer than 55. And now for the fifth integer, the cost price is 23. So the nearest two integers are 20 and 25, and 25 is closer, so the selling price would be 25. And for the last integer, the cost price is 25, which is already a multiple of 5. So whenever the cost price is already a multiple of 5, no changes must be made. So these are all the cost price and selling price of n items. So now we have to calculate the total cost price of both cost price as well as the selling price. So we should add all these values. So the total cost price of n items is 339, and the total selling price of the n items is 340. So the person has bought n items for 339 and sold the n items for 340. So he has made a profit of 1 rupees. So in our output we must print profit 1. So this 1 represents the total profit. Since he has made 1 rupee profit, so we print profit 1 as our output. Now let us see our sample input 2. So here we are given 3 integers. So first let us calculate the selling price of the 3 integers. So the first integer is 152. So the nearest two integers are 150 and 155, and 150 is closer to 152 than 155 is. So the selling price of the first item would be 150. And now the second integer is 96. So the nearest two integers are 95 and 100, and 95 is closer to 96. So the selling price would be 95, and the third integer is 100. So it is a multiple of 5, so no changes must be made. So now we have to add all these three values and find the total cost price and the total selling price. So the total cost price of all the three items would be 152 plus 96 plus 100. So the value is 348. So the person has bought n items for 348, and now when we sum all these three values, the total selling price is 345. So the person has bought 3 items for 348 and sold the 3 items for 345. So the person has made a loss of 3 rupees. So in our output we must print loss 3. So that is how we should print our output. Now let us see our sample input 3. So here we are given 5 integers. So as usual, first we have to calculate the selling price for all the 5 integers, and then we should calculate the total cost price and total selling price. And in this case, the total cost price and total selling price would be same. So it means that there is no profit or there is no loss. So in our output we must print no profit, no loss. So this is how we should be printing our output. Now let us see how to write a C program for this. First, I am creating a new integer n, and in the next line I am accepting the value of the integer n, and then I am creating two more integer variables named total cost price and total selling price, and I am setting their initial values as 0. And then I am creating another new integer variable named current price. So now we have to accept the price of n integers, so that would be the cost price. So I am creating a loop that iterates from 0 to n. So we will be iterating for n times, and in every iteration of this loop we will be accepting an integer, and the value of the integer would be the cost price of the current item. So I am adding the value with the variable total cost price. So when we do this for n integers, after the execution of the for loop, the total cost price of the n integers will be stored in the variable total cost price. Here we are not going to store our input in any array. Soon after accepting the input, we are going to find the selling price, and we are adding the cost price with the variable total cost price. So this statement is equal to total cost price is equal to total cost price plus current price. So now we have to calculate the selling price as per the conditions given in the question. So we have to find the nearest integer, which is a multiple of 5. So to do that, first we are checking whether the current price mod 5 is less than or equal to 2. If it is less than or equal to 2, then we will be moving to the least integer, which is a multiple of 5. So suppose let us assume that the current price is equal to 82. So in this case, the two nearest integers, which is a multiple of 5, are 80 and 85, and compared to 85, 80 is closer to 82, so the selling price would be 80. So to arrive the value of 82, we will be considering the remainder when 82 is divided by 5. So 82 when divided by 5 leaves the remainder 2. So that is what we are checking. If current price mod 5 is less than or equal to 2, then we will be updating as 82 is equal to 82 minus 2. So that would be 80. So that would be the selling price of the current item. So that is what we are doing in the if condition. So we will be performing this operation only when the current price mod 5 is less than or equal to 2. Now let us assume the cost price as 83. So if the cost price is 83, then the two nearest multiples of 5 are 80 and 85. And compared to 80, 85 would be more closer to 83. So these cases will be executing in the else part. So here what we will be doing is, we will be setting the current price as current price plus 5 minus current price mod 5. So here the current price is 83. So 83 mod 5 will be 3. And 5 minus 3, the value would be equal to 2. So 83 plus 2 will be equal to 85. So that is how we arrive to the nearest multiple. So in the else part, here we can see that we are setting current price plus is equal to 5 minus current price mod 5. So this is same which we have seen, 83 plus 5 minus 83 mod 5, that would be equal to 85. So after the if else condition, the value stored in the variable current price would now be the selling price of the item. So we are adding the current price with the variable total selling price. So initially we have added the current price's total cost price, and after making changes to the variable current price, we are adding it with the selling price. So after the execution of the for loop, we have the values of both total cost price and total selling price. So the difference between these two values would be the total profit. So after the execution of the for loop, I am creating another new integer variable named balance amount. So I am assigning it the value total selling price minus total cost price. So that would be the total remaining amount left with that person. So now we have to check whether it is a profit or loss. So if the balance amount is less than 0, then it is a loss. So in the first if condition, we are printing loss, and then we need to print the total loss amount, and we should print the absolute difference value of it. So I am printing ABS of balance amount. So that would be the total loss faced by the person. And the same, if the balance amount is greater than 0, then it is a profit. So in the else if condition, we are doing that. If balance amount is greater than 0, then we print profit, and we need to print the profit amount. So I am printing the value of the variable balance amount. And then finally, if it is a profit nor a loss, then we should print no profit no loss. So in the else condition, we are printing no profit no loss. So that would execute when the balance amount is equal to 0. Now let us check our program with sample test cases. So this is our sample input 1. So the expected output for our sample input 1 is profit 1. So here we can see that we also get profit 1 as our output. Now let us give our sample input 2. So for the input, our expected output is loss 3. So we also get loss 3 as our output. And now let us give our final test case. So for the particular input, our expected output is no profit, no loss. So we also get no profit, no loss. So this is the logic behind today's daily challenge. Thank you for watching.